Good afternoon. This is Coach Gibson of the Tampa Bay Gibsonians, and I'm bringing you this special report to inform you from the Big Things Fantasy Football News Network that our medical officials have just informed me that Tony Romo will not be able to go this weekend. So, with his injury, which is, I believe, it's a broken finger, with his injury and Donovan on vacation, I will forego any possible changes at the quarterback position. This message was being sent out to the wolves of the league who may be or who may have been looking to capture McNabb for the playoffs, or McNabb for after the bye week, or Romo for that reason during the playoffs. I feel very confident about this week as we are playing the Detroit Super Geniuses, who were previously under management by Matt Millen, who's been fired. I feel very confident in the way the schedule falls for our players, with Chris Johnson playing in Kansas City and Weldy Moore facing off against Cincinnati. I feel very strongly about Bernard Berrien returning back to Chicago to prove his worth to a team that would not pay him. I feel great about Reggie Wayne still, as well as Devin Hester and Owen Daniels, and the way our defense has superseded the levels of expectations in San Diego. I still feel strongly about the leg of Sebastian Janikowski. Next week, we will return to normal. While Romo sits out, we will still have Deshaun Jackson as well as Donovan McNabb return. I feel, though I am playing against Detroit, I think that team could be a good team, but I don't think they're quite ready, and I do not want to risk the position of quarterback overall for the rest of the year between Tony Romo and Donovan McNabb. And what I'd rather do is forego a loss, but I do feel confident that my team can squeak out a victory versus Detroit without, yes, without a quarterback. Uh, they can take it as a challenge. They can take it as a competitive statement. But I feel we've got a great team here in Tampa, and we're still wearing the team dashikis to show our unity. And because of the fact that Marion Barber now has another strong receiver, I think those carries will definitely be reduced because there's only one ball in Dallas. Although Jake Delhomme does have something to prove, I think he's definitely in for a heartache. Any points that Darren Sproles may get off of special teams is definitely reciprocated back. Will be reciprocated back to me this week. Calvin Johnson without Roy Williams will have coverages rolled to him, so I look at that as an advantage to myself. I feel very strongly, even though all checks face towards the Super Geniuses for this week, I feel very strongly about my chances to walk away with a victory. If victory should so happen, I would not consider this to be an upset by not having a quarterback. I have had some statements, everyone has known about the team in Detroit, and these statements weren't made to criticize the team, but they were made as seeing the way that team manages their players. We see them as their management skills as a disadvantage for great players on that team. They still have Darren Sproles, they still have Marion Barber, They still have Jake DeLong, Calvin Johnson, Braylon Edwards, and all of his drops. But the management of that team, as far as timing, is what hurts that team. So we feel that we can take advantage of their disadvantage as far as timing, and we can still walk away with a victory this week. It's a long trip from Tampa to Detroit. Inside the team, we don't have a team bus. What we have is a team F-250 pickup truck, and we got to put everybody in the back of a pickup truck, and make the trip. 13 miles a gallon makes a lot of rest stops, so it makes it a little bit uncomfortable, but we still think we can do it. We're not going to trade for a quarterback. We're not at panic. We're just going to ride this thing out. We believe Tony Romo will be back inside of 2 weeks with a splint once the swelling goes down, and we will be the direct beneficiaries of the Roy Williams trade in 2 weeks. Like I said, Donovan has a bye week. I can't even make a move for a quarterback because we're only allowed 2 on the roster, so we definitely have our work cut out for us this week. But with that said, anything can happen. So if there's no more questions, we'd like to go practice our running game with our tight end handing the ball off. And if there's no questions, please. None? No? You sir? Okay. Thank you all for attending, and we'll see you Sunday and Monday.